Yesterday we made a trip, and one of the things we got is this pencil auger here, and looking at it, it seems how this pulley is a little bit damaged. That could have been in the transport process. That's okay, that'll happen. But the plan with this is, the plan's a four-letter word, remember that folks, but this green auger is going to be coming. This is so this has got oats in it, they're not rolled, and we're gonna put this going into the roller mill, put a hole through the wall and like put a pipe, and then that red auger, stick an electric motor on there, and it's going to be coming out right there and go up, and it's going to go right there. Put your chopped grain into this bin, and that is the plan. And then we're gonna have to run cords from the garage, because the power at the barn isn't enough to supply all those things. So yeah, anyways, right now we're just doing whole grain just to start the heifers off, get them going on some kind of grain, because when you grain your calves, boy oh boy, it sure makes them a lot tamer. Like, I'm not saying drive along with your skid steer and your, you know, auger feeder and send it out to auger. Nope, walk up with the buckets, go into the pen and dump it in the trough. That's what I'm talking about. So Christmas Day was the first day that we gave grain to these heifer calves, and so I had to push them up to the bunk the first 2 days, and then today they're on the program. All of them except for two know that it's time to come eat. Now if they were smart, they would go and squeeze in on the other side of the trough there, but oh well, they'll figure it out someday. Just the thing is, when you give grain for the first time, you don't want like one to notice the grain and pig out and then get sick. You want to have, you know, a few of them, at least 6 or something, going on that grain, so they won't get sick from eating so much at once. So good morning everybody, it's Kylage. Today is Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. It's about 9 a.m. The sun's just coming up. Getting a start to my day here. Just living the dream, doing rancher stuff the last few days. It's been pretty good. Nice change from school. So yeah. So then yesterday in our travels, we also picked up this new round bale feeder. It's made out of well stem pipe, and we like the design on this one for how it was, you know, made out of good heavy duty well stem and pretty circular, so good enough. This is in the bullpen here, so obviously once we get this extra piece of twine off, then we're gonna start catching bulls. As soon as they come up for water, I'm gonna be catching them. Yeah, so as you can see, we've got a lot of snow around this country. We also have shingles that might have nails in the snow pile, but that'll happen. So before I go and bed my cows, I have to take the loader tractor out and push snow at the pit so I can get to the straw bales, dig about, well, I want at least 4, if not 5 or 6 for the back pen, depending on what it looks like. And then I'm gonna want 1 for these front pens. So I'll dig out those bales, move the snow, might bring a round bale feeder back up to the yard. Don't know where I'll put it, maybe down here, for repairs. So yeah, let's get to it. Might need the double auger model. She's a little bit foofed. All right, so I have all the straw put out for bedding for the cattle. So now, next up, I have something a little different that I gotta do. Dad and I traded, I wanted one of his heifer calves. So then I traded a steer for his heifer, so it obviously has a yellow tag in it. So I made a new orange one last night because my color is orange for my animals, and we'll put that in, and then, so my color is orange, Dad's is yellow, and Leighton's is blue. It used to be purple, but the purple tags, it's harder to read the numbers on, so then he switched to blue. So yeah, some of his critters obviously still have purple in them. And I also need to go get the new tag cutter tool from the shop. Stacks for the square body. Brother made those yesterday. This is the new piece for the back of the 2090, because the PTO seal needs fixed, and then there's this piece on the back, it's cracked right there and there or something like that. So got a new piece from there. Well, I mean, it's used, but you know, new, it'll do the job. So that's a project for somewhere along the way. That's a Hereford. Boy, oh boy. She's never been in a cattle squeeze before. That's why she's a little riled up. But honestly, getting her in there went really smooth. Hi. There we go, 65K. Put it in the same hole too. I guess she don't want no grain. So that'll be that. Maybe I'll set it over here. Honey, you can go. Okay, that gate's closed. These guys are all ready to go. I think we're about done choring for today. Got everybody taken care of, and there's enough feed out in for the main cow herd for a bit, so that's goody. So I think next I'm gonna go into town to Willie's and see if they're open today, and then get lunch. Might as well, because I haven't been there for a while. If you're ever touring through Bethune, make sure you stop by Bethune Bar and Grill, also known as Willie's Roadhouse. Good food. Handy dandy. Let's see if we can get out of the snowbank. Splendid. Now we can go back do some rancher stuff, I guess. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock now, and we're obviously back from lunch. So we got my GMC in here. And we need to do an oil change. Okay, that's pretty standard. That's every, 6 months or so. And we also need to change the block heater in the engine. It didn't work in that cold spell there. Obviously they don't break when they're warm outside. They always break when they're cold outside. So I went to Part Source. I'm like, hey, I need a cord. And they're like, you can't buy just the cord from us. You have to buy the whole heater. You have to go to GM. So then I would have had to take off work and, you know, go to GM a different day. And then if I bought the cord, then I would just figure out that the heater's pooched. So I'm like, you know what, $100, I'll just get her all, change it all, good enough. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the oil change first, then we'll come back, drain the coolant, change the block heater, and yeah, I'm sure that'll take care of the afternoon, I would imagine, because I'm not a certified mechanic. I'm just a rancher mechanic, so good enough. Got the Brothers homemade car ramps here, holding up good. So, yup. Well, it's past shoveling, so what I'm hoping I can do is just hook the tractor on and leave it in neutral and pull it out. It should be the same as when you pull stuff with a tow bar, so I wouldn't see why it should hurt anything. I don't know. Okay, so I left my truck in neutral, and I got a tow strap dallied up the back of the tractor. So in theory, that works kind of decent. Till it turns into the friggin' bale feeder. But I'm thinking if I just keep dragging this to about there, and then I'll go put it in park and unhook it all. Okay, so it's evening time now, 7:30. After I got this truck pulled out of the snowbank, I brought a bale feeder up to the shop and I was gonna start fixing on that. Then my brother got home from work. So then he's like, let's try and tackle this block heater. So then he did most of the stuff. We had to pull the drive shaft out, just undo the front of it and set it aside so he could get his hand in. Took the block heater out, he got a coolant bath, then we put the new one in. Yes, we knew coolant was gonna come out. However, there wasn't a drain on the bottom of the radiator. Engineers, just tremendous. So you could take a hose off and have it drip down the frame, and then, you know, the bit of coolant we did catch from there was still like, there's dirt in there, so that's not gonna work very good. So that's just good for nothing. Put that in the cycle. So yeah, we got that built, the new block heater, and I just gotta put away all the tools and you know, zip tie the cord up. It's not overly long, it just reaches, so there's that. But we won't truly know if it works till it's about what's it gotta be, minus 18, I'm pretty sure, assuming this has got the same thermostat as the old one. But there's no reason why it shouldn't work, it's brand new. So yeah, so I'll clean all these tools up, and then I'm gonna kick this outside, I think, into the freezing rain so it can get even more, you know, just iced up here. And then I want that bale feeder, that's the one I had in before. I'm gonna put that back here and start fixing on that. Yeah, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do oil changes and tractors and feed the main cow herd. See what else goes on. So yeah, handy dandy. Anyways, I guess I'll get this picked up and we'll get that bale feeder tumbling. Alright, so we got this bale feeder, needs a little bit of work. Bought this one on an auction about 2018 or 19. So fix the seam here. This is a really popular brake. They're supposed to bolt together here, which the bolts usually fail and they end up getting welded. And then right here, every time, they break exactly like that. Takes part of this bottom one by one with it when it goes. So I just take a flat bar, there, take one there, another one on the back, maybe one on the top, depending on what we're feeling like today. And then this bar needs reattached, just push that in, give that a weld. And then this bar also needs reattached, just push that in, give that a weld. So not bad at all. It gets ugly when you have to do the bottom ring and there's pieces missing, and you have pieces that have a different curve on them, but you somehow still make them work. So yep. And yeah, I just used to come along here. That's the second time that's happened, to pull the two halves together, and then I'll probably end up doing the same for like that bar there that needs to be re-welded and stuff. So yeah, pretty good. Well, it's 9:37. It's changed from freezing rain to snow, which is just splendid. Cover over my new straw. But yeehaw. So anyways, it's starting to get a little smoky in the shop and getting late, so call her a day. I know you're supposed to weld with the door open. If I had that door open, if I had that, I'd get too cold. So but yeah, I was getting shocked at the end. It was, you know, when your foot falls, I don't know if I've ever been shocked by electricity with decently high voltage before. But it was just like, it was kind of like the feeling when your foot falls asleep and a little bit ticklish. I got it a couple, 3 times. The first time I'm like, that was bizarre, what was that? And then the second time I'm like, I think I'm getting shocked. So a few possibilities. Genius hour here was kneeling in the water. I'm snow, I'm wet, I'm everything. The other possibility is my cords are draped over these pipes. It's just electricity, I don't know, metal. The other possibility is my whole workstation is wet. So it's a combination of everything, and I'm simply going to just come back tomorrow and hopefully I don't get shocked. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. It was a lot of fun day on the ranch, and yeah, we will see you in the next one.